Hello everybody, I'm Magic Animal, and today I'm going to be giving a tour or a sneak peek of one of the houses I'm working on right now for a series. You might recognize this map or this house, been used in a lot of other popular roleplays. I am using the Lapis Point map. I'm going to try or I am going to link it in the description. You might notice it looks a little bit different. This is because the texture pack for the map is outdated with the version of Minecraft I'm using, so I had to use a different one and make some adjustments, but it's all right. So anyway, my friend and I are working on a small Minecraft series that hopefully you'll watch once it comes out. So here's a sneak peek of one of the houses that's done, or one of the areas. So as you can see, my Minecraft skin is a bit different. This is because I'm actually the main character right now. So as you can see right here, this is Cecilia's house, which is my main character's name. House 62, if that matters at all. So in here, when you first walk in, there's a staircase and a door. This door is a small office. It has a computer that does work. You can play like ping pong and stuff. There's some paper on the desk and it doesn't look like anything in the drawers. So this is her dad's office. In here, in this like file box, you can see paperwork, stuff like that. And he has a clipboard right here, which says finish paperwork, maybe apply to a job or something motivational, who's to say? Date night looks like it maybe got canceled or something. Groceries and rake leaves. So a bit of a chore list that seems to not be getting done right now. And of course, a bulletin board for all of his work. So then, leaving that room and continuing on in the house, right here is a kitchen. Or the kitchen, I suppose. So there's some cookie. Oh, I never realized the fridge made that noise. Okay. So there's some cookies right here. It's not. There we go. So we'll put those back. We don't need any right now. A toaster, a sink. You can look out the window. In here, there's rolling pins and all kinds of stuff you'd use to cook. There's some stuff hanging right here. It's not. Oops. Oh, let me grab. There we go. So an iron pizza peel and a knife. Fridge looks a little empty so far. No food in there yet, which is kind of bad. But so here's some glasses and some plates for dinner. Some more stuff, it seems. Some things like salt and jam, so stuff like that. Yeah, so pretty normal. Of course, the table, because, well, I mean, you can't have dinner without a table. I guess you could, but a little weird. So then, right here is the living room area. So there's a TV remote, and you can change the channel, sit down, watch TV, change to something that's not loud. Yeah. So there is a fireplace that can't actually be lit because right there is netherrack. I put it there to start the fireplace, but if you try to do that because of the table being there, you can't put it there. But it's okay. I mean, how many people really use their fireplace? There's a bookshelf and some maybe movies or DVDs for the TV. And then back behind the couch right here is a few decorations, just some chocolates and little stuff like that, and a clock, so you know what time it is. And then out here in the backyard, there's some fairy lights to light up, because as you can see, it gets a bit dark during the night, so I'm actually going to go ahead and fix that right now. So there we go. Now it's day, a little bit better. So there's a grill right here, because, maybe her dad or her mom or somebody likes to cook in the family. A watering can for all of the plants. And there's this trampoline right here that always makes me lag whenever I go near it for some reason. So, a little bit in a bad place because you always hit the tree, but it's fine. Of course, there's the generators for all the electronics inside of the house. Big pool for swimming, parties, all that stuff. And then there's a little pizza area, which honestly, I originally wasn't going to add this, but I really like the Pizza Delight mod and I wanted to be able to use it more, so I made a little pizza station in the back. A garden with some rice, cabbage, and tomatoes. Little fence so that you can, get in and out of the house or the backyard. And there's a rope set up here on one of the trees that maybe one of the kids set up. So you can climb up onto the tree and get up here, maybe. And you can get onto the roof if you need to, I don't know, maybe jump to a neighbor's house or try and escape or something like that. Yeah, but I don't know. Who knows how much that's going to get used. I don't know why my game's starting to lag. It's weird. So heading back inside the house, going down this hallway, there's 3 doors. So starting with the first one, it's just a storage closet, so there's like a bow and a fishing rod, some simple weapons that maybe look handmade. There's just stone. So, maybe just something that people made for whatever they need. And then there's some potions or maybe some cleaning supplies or something right here. Inside here, some cobwebs, clearly isn't used often. A cooler for maybe picnics and just some different stuff. Leaving the storage closet, here's the first restroom. Pretty basic, little terrariums, a candle, just something cool about this mod. I can't remember which mod it is. If someone wants to, let me know down in the comments and I'll make a mod list of everything I use. But you can actually look at your character with this this mirror. So that's really cool. And then going in here into the parents' bedroom. It's green carpet, green bed, green lamp, maybe their favorite color or something. They have right here a desk with some books and work stuff. And then over here's the restroom. You can also look in this mirror. Blue towel, nothing too interesting. You can turn the shower on and, you know, so nothing super interesting in there. And then they have their closet, which is bigger than the kids. So they have their dresser where they'd keep all their clothes or whatever. And they have their safe where they have lots of money and a ruby, a necklace, maybe a wedding ring right here, and a pendant. So, very important stuff that they want to keep safe or maybe hidden away from their kids. Because they do have 3 kids and the parents maybe aren't the best, but I don't know, you'll just have to watch the series and wait for it to come out to find out. Unless you don't care, then I guess you won't. So then moving on to the last few things downstairs, there's 2 doors right here by the stairs. This is the garage. Pretty small, looks empty right now, so I guess nobody else is home other than, well, us. And this door right here behind me, but it seems to be locked. So maybe we'll find the key later, but I guess we can't get in right now. So moving upstairs, there's this fan that is really loud. I don't like that. Hopefully it's not as loud as in the recording. It's very loud in my headphones. So moving to this first door, another bathroom for the kids. You can also look at yourself in this mirror to, check that your hair is okay, your school uniform's all right before you leave. You cannot use this mirror from a different mod. So there's some towels here on the counter for drying your hands. There's some lights because it gets dark. And I'm just realizing this lantern is attached to the wall and not sitting on the counter, so I will have to fix that. In here, there is 3 towels in this drawer because, which you wouldn't have known this yet because I haven't shown any of the bedrooms other than the parents, but there is 3 kids. So this red towel belongs to my avatar. Her name is Cecilia. She's the middle child and she's the main character in the series, along with her friend, but she'll be like the main character because it's from her point of view or my recording. Right here, this light blue towel is her younger brother, whose name is Aiden. I'll explain the brothers and their personalities and stuff a little later once we get to their bedrooms. And finally, this last towel, this black one, this belongs to her oldest brother, whose name is Lawrence. So I'll get into those brothers in a little bit. And then there's some water buckets in here and extra towel. I don't think I have anything in these. Oh, I do have a flint and steel in this drawer. That's just for me because I always accidentally put out these candles and then I have to relight them. Trash can, toilet, and then the reason there's a water bucket is because you can actually fill up the bathtub. And then you can sit in it and you can, take a bath. So that's always nice for after school or, you know, if something happens. I need to put more water buckets in there because when I was messing with it, I was in creative, so I didn't think about that. So that over there is Cecilia's bedroom, but how about we go in there last, since she's the main character? So right here is her youngest brother, Aiden. His bedroom is probably one of the more boring ones because, well, um, he was the last one I decorated, the last room I decorated, and I got a little bit lazy. So shame on me, I know. But anyway, to give a bit explanation about Aiden, he's the youngest brother in the family, a side character or supporting character. He's in middle school, he's around 12 or 13. He plays basketball and he really enjoys basketball and sports. He's a bit of a jock or like a stereotypical jock, but he really likes this game slash show slash comic series, we haven't decided yet, called Mind Tales. So all these like weapons and helmets and stuff are all collectibles from that game. But he doesn't like anyone to know that he's a fan of it because it's considered nerdy. And in this trash can right here, there's two things it looks like he's trying to hide, maybe. So he has a note from Miss Conad, and it says, "Please give this paper to your parents. Aiden is borderline failing most of his classes. If he keeps this up, he'll start to fail and be kicked off the basketball team and may have to participate in summer school." So that's not great. Uh, Probably worse that he's hiding it. And then there's a report card right here. So he has a D minus in science, a D in math, a C in language arts, C minus in history, F in Spanish, but an A in basketball, so at least he's doing good there. Yeah, so that might be maybe a plot point for another or for an episode in the series. I guess you'll have to wait and see. He has a banner right here of orange because that's his school colors, I guess, and for his team. He can look out the window right here on his desk while he's studying or reading or something. He has a sketchbook or a journal right there for whatever. Some pictures, probably of maybe his family or maybe his teammates or something. His bed, he likes light blue, that's his favorite color. And then some books that he probably doesn't read. So that's Aiden's bedroom and a little bit of characterization on him. Moving on to the next one, which is probably my favorite bedroom out of the four. This is her older brother, Lawrence. So as you can see, his bedroom's a bit messy. Some rotting food on the floor right there. There's cups and paper and trash scattered around. He does have a record player, and something cool about this is you can actually play records on this. See? This is a horrible disc though, so we'll put that back. Oops. There we go. And then over here in his trash can, you can see he has some rotting food and dust and broken discs that probably got left on the floor and he stepped on. More rotting food and just a bunch of trash. But right here you can see there's a rotting tomato. But he also has some pottery shards and some templates for decoration because right here he has a paintbrush and some paints. So Lawrence is a big fan of art. He likes painting and stuff, but overall his big thing is pottery, which you'll see in a minute. So Aiden is the oldest brother, like I've said. He's a senior in high school, so he goes to the same school as Cecilia, but they don't see each other too much because different classes. So then there's a Polaroid camera and a paper. Something cool about this is you can actually use the camera in this mod. This mod is called Clutter. This is also where most of this stuff is from. So if you put that down and put a piece of paper in it, you actually get a Polaroid, which is pretty cool. So we'll put that right there. Maybe it's of his family or friends or his pottery, maybe. Who's to say? Um, Putting that back. He also has some leftover food that he just left there. He has a tent, so maybe he likes camping or running away or something. I don't know. Um, he has a plate and all kinds of other stuff that probably should get thrown away. And in his closet, you'll see it's also messy, very cramped. He has a pottery wheel right here and some clay that he hasn't seemed to finish. He has some pots and another pot. And here, maybe another pot that he made and some clay shards, maybe something that broke or he had to fix. And there's some clay, a raw flower pot, so he's working on something. And you can actually use this if you power it with redstone. So you put the clay balls in here, and then you can make different stuff. But I'm not gonna make anything because I don't have enough of the clay here in this to be able to make anything. But so this is Aiden's room. Bit messy, you know. And finally, moving on to the last room upstairs is Cecilia's room. So, like I've said, Cecilia is the main character. She's my skin right now, so this is what she looks like. She's a junior in high school, and she has a best friend named Scarlet. And her and Scarlet are kind of the two main characters. So, Cecilia's room's pretty basic. She likes the moon and stars. She has some decorations right here and over there. So, lots of star stuff and some flowers. She also has a telescope. So, she can look outside and maybe not look at the sky or look at the wall of her neighbor's house because there's no window there. Not that she'd want to look at the window of her neighbor's house. Oops. Unless she does. I don't know. Maybe someone lives there that she knows. So then she has um a a luggage or a not a suitcase. I guess it is a suitcase, briefcase for, when she goes on trips or something. Lamp and then over here she has maybe some childhood plushes or collectibles, just display stuff. She has her desk where she does homework and books. Some cash probably for school. She has like a note for if she needs to tell somebody something or if she's going somewhere. I don't know. Maybe that'll come up later. And she has two hanging lights of stars and the moon, which I was originally gonna hang up in her room, but the ceiling was just too low, ended up looking a bit bulky, so they got put in there instead. But I don't know, maybe they'll come back somewhere else. Yeah, and then a bookshelf, but as you can see right here, this book looks a little bit different. A slotted book. And then if we look inside, there's a key in here, which is a bit weird. Because, I mean, what's she trying to hide? So maybe this key goes to that locked door earlier. So let's go back down and see if it opens up. All right. So I'm going to try and see if I can get this open. And it worked. So I guess she's trying to hide something in here? And as you can see, the basement's a bit different from the rest of the house. There's blood and not redstone, definitely not. And there's skeletons. This one doesn't have a head, or maybe it does inside that box. But there's skeletons and blood and trash everywhere. Some sort of plate with maybe food or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think that is. There's a whole thing of weapons. There's some knives and all kinds of stuff. And there's a wrench and a hand drill that technically aren't weapons and are actually just to mess with the furniture and some of the other mods, but no one has to know that, okay? We can keep a secret? Cool, sweet. So there's a knife that's been stuck in the table, definitely not a cutting board, that's the table. There's pictures of some girls and a guy, but I don't know, there's red X's on some of these pictures that you can totally see. Just go with it. So that's a little weird, I don't know. There's a ladder. There's another key that looks really similar to the one that we used to get down here. So maybe this is a spare that she keeps, but weird to keep it in the locked room because, I mean, if you get locked out, how are you supposed to get that key? In here, there's some rope and some bullets, so maybe kind of weird to keep. And the brick is all has a bunch of vines on it, not like the brick in the house. So I don't know, that's a little weird to have in the basement. So clearly something's going on with this main character, or maybe even her friend and not necessarily her. But I don't know. You'll just have to watch to find out, I guess, huh? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the tour of this house. I've spent quite a bit working on it and trying to figure out how to download mods and everything, so we got this figured out. But this is the first area to be complete. So as I finish other areas that'll be significant in the roleplay, like other houses and the school and maybe some other stuff, I'll probably make a few video tours on some of them, but not all of them. And eventually there will be the series coming out. Uh, the series might be delayed a bit because the main issue is my friend and I can't figure out how to get Java multiplayer to work. And we couldn't get regular Java multiplayer to work, let alone modded multiplayer. So, we'll figure it out eventually though, and yeah, but if you couldn't tell, this is going to be a Yandere High School roleplay, but there's a bit of a twist, so it's going to be a little different than the other ones back in like 2018 by like Aphmau and Garlean and all those kinds of people. So hopefully you enjoy the series. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great day, night, or evening, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye! Yay!